The first phase of your life, you learn. Second phase, you earn. Third phase, you return. Wow. Earn, return. That is something. And I think that's, like you said, something most men.
So on the long run, thing is, man has free will, yeah, but man has free will definitely, and you can act if you want to do this, you want to do that. But when it comes to the point where okay, your own survival, I mean, the world seems as if it's survival of the fittest. I mean, like 1% of the world owns how many percent of the riches globally and all. This is survival of the fittest, definitely, you know. But when it comes to the point where your own survival is based off on the downfall of another, then like if you go biblically, like love your neighbor, I think that's the greatest commandment. Jesus, that you summarize them, like this is the greatest, like the 10 commandments boil down to this: all your Lord, your God, all your heart, and love your neighbor as yourself. So I come to the point where
Definitely, when people buy and stuff like that, don't show much kind of care. As a man, how do you do that?
It's not without care. If you like a man that doesn't have care, it's okay. I'm doing. But they're like, I think the thing is that there should be limits to it. Like we know they put efforts. Like let's be exactly. Don't be a sin. Don't be mad about it. At least let's be sure that
Don't she said be sin.
Yeah, but show care. So I mean, it's definitely like, I mean, there is always someone that is prettier, finer. There is someone who is more worthy. There is someone who is so like definitely. But when you hear that, okay, like I mean, like this is just beyond because like this is beyond what I can see. This is beyond just shawarma and pizza. This is just and this is beyond just okay.
Good everyone, welcome back to the boys' room. We are happy to be here today, and as you can see, we have yet again another brilliant guest. You're not alien to his face. The man who is going to talk about men. No other person than before you say it, HIM, HRM. I think that's his royal majesty. HRM, the ex-president of both the West Side, Elizabeth chapter, and the Elizabeth chapel himself, none other person than.
Hello everyone, my name is simply Ezra.
What's simple about it? Please don't be so humble today. How are you feeling today?
All good, man. Feels good to be back here.
It is indeed good to have you here. And every time you come, it's like you're the host of the show. We're just here to learn and listen and draw from you.
Oh, we learn together, we listen together.
Definitely. I hope it's been a good week.
Definitely. It's been, man, week of sign-outs, Thanksgiving and all, man.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The boys, how are we feeling?
We're feeling good.
Feeling good?
Feeling alright. Of course, today's a day for one of us, so.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that at the end of the program. We'll get to that. Alright, feeling really blessed. Feeling really great. I mean, what better feeling to have when you're about to discuss should I say prerequisites or should I say the concepts of being a family with him? Brothers.
Or not.
Master stage, exactly to be or not to be.
Yeah.
So, as usual, before we get into the nitty gritty, the bone cracking, the uncomfortable discussion, we like to do a little bit of tweet reading or game playing. Today we'll be doing a little bit of tweet reading. Before we do that, I just want to should I say ask this of everyone, even those listening, just give you a thought pattern. And I'm asking you, Emmanuel, before I ask our guests. Who is a man?
Gender based. Balls, I don't know.
Is it XY, XX? XY, right?
It's XY.
XY. That's a man to you?
I mean, that's the physical attribute of someone you can call a man. But if you're talking about personality, that's beyond the physical attribute. Well, I I can say in the society, a man is someone who we can say has a lot of responsibility, who is born to lead, who is born to, handle situations, just someone who can take charge. That's what I like to call a man. Yeah.
So, in other words, even the biological woman can be a man.
Oh,
That's no. Why I asked that is from what you said and from what everyone's thinking. Is that from what everyone's thinking, the word man can be a noun and a verb.
It can. I mean, we've seen a lot of women taking charge, man. Like, oh, that woman, that woman is a man. You can see, a lot of people, it always goes back to the man. They always say that. And if we go to the initial, should I say, what's required of a man initially, maybe from creation. Man is the first creation, and he was given charge. He was told to take charge of everything, give names to this and that. They were born to take charge. And so I feel like it is required of a man to lead, to be in charge of things. That's how we're able to identify them in society. And whereas nowadays, when we see men that are not even taking responsibility, we try to be like, nah, that guy does not have a spine, that guy is not fit to be a man. We say it's this, it's that, we try to give them a different tag.
So basically, the word man is beyond the gender.
It's beyond the gender.
It's more about the agenda he can carry on.
Exactly. So a man who doesn't act as a man can be considered, I say, was a fairy.
I mean, I don't want to.
It's something. So, yeah. So, and if you think about if you want to look at people, then in the olden days, men who are called, let's say, kings. Then you see how people it's not like you don't listen to other people, but when it's your turn to make decisions, you do what you feel is right. Other people like it or not. So they'll be like, oh, that's the man. It's not just being people pleaser and all that. You do what's right, what you feel is right, you do whatever you feel it's necessary to make sure everything is in order. Although people would not like it, but that's the reason you are given that authority, that's the reason you are placed in that position. So being a man is not an easy task. So that it's not an easy process.
It's beyond the gender, it's
beyond the gender.
it's a role.
It's beyond what you see. It's actually what the person do. So it's based on action. So I would say to be a man is action based.
Now, favor,
Yeah.
right? Being a man is action based, but most times we have, and I'm choosing before I get to him, before I get to the guest, I'm choosing to go this route. It says action based beyond your XY physical as I can see you. Then would you agree with the idea that we are limiting the ability for people to actually be men, for men to be men? We are limiting ourselves. Why do I say so? I think it was it Chimamanda or someone that was giving a speech, and the person said, I know it was a female for sure, the person said, we have come to a generation, or over time we have evolved as a people that have allowed men, the people call men, you guys, have allowed men to embrace the theory of, oh, don't be afraid, don't do this, don't do that. However, we now have men that are afraid of fear. Because when you say, oh, as a man, you shouldn't have fear, they now start going about that day being afraid of being afraid. But they don't know that they're afraid. Exactly, phobophobia indeed. Indeed. And my question to you now, Favor, is to what extent do you think we've greatly limited what a man should be?
A man, as a man. Yes, people have this perception of men to be hard, come off as very pause. Come off as hard, come off as very tough, have a tough skin. But it's, for me, it shouldn't be all about that. Because as much as you're a man, you're a human. You're a human being. Everybody has flaws, at some point everybody has their faith, everybody has their weaknesses. Now people that you see they are afraid of fears or they don't want to, the thing is, sometimes it's not that they are afraid of having fears, it's they don't want to show their weakness. Because that thing they're afraid of might be their weakness. So when they show their weakness, it's people might now see them as not capable, people might now see them as less of a man, and no man wants to be seen as less of a man, especially by a woman or by your fellow man even. So it's that stereotype, the stereotype that you're a man, you're a married man, or you're a man, you're a CEO of a business, you must have a tough skin, you must do this, you must come off as very tough. People that even pushing that person out there, then they have their weaknesses, they have their flaws, they have their insecurities. So I'm a man with my own insecurities, and I see this guy. Why should I think he should be without insecurities? Everybody has their flaws and insecurities. Let them be human first, before you can see he's Superman. No one is a man of steel. Man of steel is a fiction. And no one is Superman. Everyone has his weakness.
Actually,
even Superman has his weakness. Even Superman has his weakness, and he's not afraid to admit it. I think what makes you a man is that ability to embrace that weakness. You're working on it. You know you have a weakness. You acknowledge it. You work on it. You embrace it, and you're not scared to let it show. That's what makes you a man, not absence of flaws, absence of weaknesses, and absence of all of that.
I have to set just these precedents and give perspective on what we're about to play here today because moving on, I know when he starts cooking and burning in the kitchen, I know that would get to understand how we've come from times where they believe men were men, so now they say we have weak men, and basically the rudiments of being a man and understanding that it's not an easy job. There's something you said, man, when you started taking charge and stuff like that. Nobody that takes charge takes it as an easy job. I mean, you've been president of 2 bodies. Is it an easy task? No. It's not easy at all. So I feel like what we want to do here is number one, identify what a man is or who a man is, and try and shake some of those culture-defining perspectives they have for men. Men have to be this, have to be that. As a man, don't text 3 days. As a man, there's a lot of rules to being a man. Some people even believe we have it tougher. Some people believe we have it easier. All this gender, whatever. We will put a sword through it. Dissect it. So, right before we give him the seat, as usual, before we have a guest on here, I'd like to try and understand the topic a little bit, right? Of course, I'm not going to do extra research because I want it to flow, seamless spots, like you said earlier, Emmanuel. But the other day on X, as usual, I was going through some threads, and this particular thread stood out to me, and it goes, men's banter is too funny. Something life-threatening could have happened, but once we establish you're still alive, every joke in the universe will fly. And it's some form of coping mechanism, right? Yeah. Now, I will read the replies to that one statement that follows. Someone said, one time, I beat my homie so bad in FIFA, he got up and said, at least I gave papa. I'm about to go to that.
Why? So complicated.
Then the camera had to like bust that. Okay.
Why?
Serious comeback.
See,
FIFA.
men don't play with these things. Man, like when it comes to gameplay, you know now when you're playing your ridiculous games.
Yeah.
But for you to start up from that, at least I get for fun. Nah,
That's well.
that's wild. Big time.
Bro, it's something we face on Call of Duty every time. For no reason. I mean, we are playing a game. It's a game of chance, 50-50. I'll kill you or you kill me. When I kill you, why are you telling me that? Why you look at Papa or things like your Papa? I don't understand. I mean, it's just a game, bro.
It's just a game.
But actually, may take those things personal, take it too serious. I feel like every one of us can relate to that.
Great. I remember one time my guy was like, it's his game, right? So he was like, don't worry, I'll beat you today. And it's been a while I played. I beat this guy 3 times in a row. I thought not believe his eyes. And it's very good. It's very good. It's insane. Alright, so let me read the next one. My boy got one leg. He got into a car accident. We call that nigga hip hop now.
Ah. He has one leg.
Because the hip hop.
Hip hop.
Yeah. A friend of mine got kidnapped in Rivers State, of course, and his father paid 50K to have him released. Wait, 50K? Then he came back to school. All the boys were laughing at him because he was worth ordinary 50K. 50K is wild, bro.
I think the problem is from the kidnappers. I think the problem, they were so hungry. One thing I can draw from that is they are not professional kidnappers. One. Two, it might be friends of the guy.
Yeah, maybe just
Just to get 50K from the guy.
What kind of hunger, bro?
50K. If I'm the dad about that, it's just a level. Take an extra 50.
Take it and give me back this one, what you mean like that?
Nah. I remember when I just lost my dad, one of my friends told me, now you join people who can recite the Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven.
Some people are insensitive.
I am gone. Now men can be so bad. Men can be so
I feel like you can only do that to someone that's your friend.
Obviously, yeah. Obviously.
Ah.
Okay, you guys might not get this one if you're not so football inclined, but let's go. I tell my guy making Romy transfer. He said make a go called Fabrizio Romano.
I'm guessing he's a good runner.
No, he's a journalist. Exactly. That's always when here we go transfer rumors. So they call it Fabrizio Romano.
Wow.
Insane, bro. Insane. I think that's all for this. But men are ridiculous people.
Definitely.
We laugh about anything.
It's like a coping mechanism.
It is sometimes, you know. And it's their own way of, I think, I once said that now, boys and girls, it's their own way of relating with each other. Such insensitive jokes. You know, remember the one that's in comedy now, right? Dari, shout out to you, Dari. I love you. And I remember back in high school, because he has quite a big head. So, yeah, one of those fights he used, you know, and small boys don't get into some rough arounds. I remember someone calling him Triple H, right? His name has no H in it, by the way. The guy called him Triple H. Why? He called him Hammerhead of Horror.
Okay.
Dari, I'm sorry.
How did you do
Dari didn't know his player by his head, so like, it doesn't brawl. They were fighting, so this person paused and called him that, and they resumed back.
Anyways,
Yeah, that was a good one.
this is supposed to be deep.
That was a good one. Wow. Whew, man, we're going through the things. Now, man. So, Mr. President, sir,
So,
now we have set precedents. Actually, no. So shall we get to do a comfortable discussion today? Straight into it, right? Yeah. To be or not.
He was asking us, he didn't ask you to. Who's a man to you? What does it mean to be a man?
Just to summarize what they have said.
Yeah.
To be a man is simply to be purposefully driven, conquering destiny morning, afternoon, night.
To be purpose driven, conquering destiny, morning, afternoon, night. Oof, and the things we love now. Why?
That's just a summary.
Why? Why would you say conquering destiny, morning, afternoon? Can't you rest?
It's part of this now. Night is
Okay.
Yes.
Resting is a part of conquering destiny.
It's part of conquering destiny, definitely, because
It's more like
Part of it.
money while you sleep.
Afternoon, night. You can even look at that morning, afternoon, night, not just as bound by time
Yeah.
per se, but bound by season. Like the morning is the beginning part of your life. Afternoon is the working part of your life. You get the drift.
Definitely.
The night is
getting relaxed.
the point to get relaxed. So there's a part where you have worked so much in the morning and in the afternoon, and that resting part of your life, what you've done in the morning and afternoon is now speak for you. So you can rest. So people like Elon Musk, he can literally be resting and money is still coming into his account. You get me there.
And sorry before you go to the next slide, that just reminds me of something like the video, so I think we've all said it. You liked it, but the last post of that person, because people repost it, right?
Okay.
There's a Washington and this lady that was interviewing him,
Okay.
and she was asking for some advice.
Okay.
And man was like, there's 3 phases to life, or something like that. I don't know if it was for man or for people in general. So the first phase of your life, you learn. Second phase, you earn. Third phase, you return. And I'm like, wow. Earn and return. That is something. And I think that's, like you said, it's something most men we carry on our head. Something we carry on our head. Man,
Just want to be there no matter what.
just want to be up there. Like 90% of men's problems I want to believe is about being comfortable in wealth or just having, not being poor. Let me just put it like that. We do not want to be broke or poor or ratchet or something, and oof, it's tough, isn't it?
I would say that's your purpose. Yeah, driven by something at least.
That's
your purpose.
That's
You want to have a purpose and a meaning in life. Make something out of this life. Do some stream. There's this thing we say every day we stray further and further away from. So that purpose, some people just take advantage of it and end up doing the wrong thing. Yes, they have purpose, but when you see people going into internet fraud, you see people going into kidnapping, and they want to have this money, they want to make something out of that, but they're taking the wrong route to it. So I think we'll speak on that too.
I think it's just the standard that set for them in society. Like if you don't reach this, if you don't attain this particular level of prosperity, you're not fit to be a man. And
That's
so that standard has
Pressure.
caused a lot of people. Pressure, oppression and all that. So at a young age, imagine, why would a boy of 16 years be thinking of having his own Lamborghini? Like, why?
People have mercy.
or his own Porsche.
Exactly. But because the society, when they see their mates at age 18, they don't even want to care what they are doing. Just feel like, I want to be like that guy. Okay, what do? I have to do what that guy does. And once they venture into that path, it's a path of no return. And I feel like it's the society that has caused men to think this way. So it has defeated the purpose of men initially. I mean, take charge, take responsibilities, but don't do it the wrong way. Because as a man, you're not even meant to hurt people. You're even hurting these people that you are meant to be in charge of.
Now, my question from that, which we'll later answer, is there a right and wrong way? Before we answer that,
Moral.
I want to go exactly moral and we'll get there. I want to ask you a quick one. You said, Jay, was it you said again something about a purpose driven individual? What does that purpose mean to the average man? What, according to your analysis, you look at the average man, what does that purpose mean to us? Because I say this because I want to now say there is a general and then there's a subjective purpose, right? Everybody has things they want to achieve. But as a man, XY, whatever chromosome you are, BZ, what is that purpose? What's that central idea of purposefulness for a man?
Okay, so first of all, the idea of purpose goes back to creation, of course. Like every one of us that was created for a particular purpose, of course. God wanted something to fly, created birds. God wanted something to swim, fishes. Wanted something to lead or have dominion about what he had created. He wanted something to tender all he had created, and he made man. So, like general, we always fall back to, like he said earlier, leading, tendering, dominating, but not in the sense of, oh, I'm the boss or this thing, but like it is taking care of, like you're tendering something, you are taking responsibility of it, you are shielding it. That's what I mean by dominating. That's not like, oh, I'm the alpha and omega over this thing, but basically like tendering over everything. So that was like general, of course. But then when it comes to an average man, every purpose falls back to the core values of the individual. There are things that define you, and we both men, of course, stay right here, say futures that you have core values, so do I as well. His core values might be different, his is different. But then you see, we create relationships based on our values that align, and this one person can be my friend because of course our values align. But when it comes to pursuing destiny, every man's purpose is bent on his own core values. The reason why most times we are under pressure, to become what we are not and forget our core values, just the pressure that comes from society, like he had pointed out earlier. But then, like, it is that you're not meant to define your core values based on another man's life. But you've got your own, like, what are the things that align to you? What are the things you love? What are the things that give you fulfillment, inner peace of mind? Man can never be satisfied generally. What are the things that gives you satisfaction? And when you get this, you know that, oh, okay, I'm good. Like, this keeps me going. This is me being happy, not momentarily, but happiness that brings fulfillment and meaning. Those are your core values. So basically, your purpose is definitely aligned on, like, aligning yourself to those things and fulfilling those things, or your life you build around those things, fulfilling the life that you've built around your core values. Yeah, I would say.
Now the question.
Yeah.
The core values.
Yeah.
Can we say as people that there is a right and wrong value to uphold? I spend my days like the pickup we watched last night. The lady is all about getting back at the people that robbed out her father. Right?
Yeah.
Trying to, number one thing now that goes through that person's mind is, my father had a legacy, right? And his legacy was a respectable work ethic that eventually took his life. My annoyance is that the people he worked for did not care about how that turned him out, like what he became. He died trying to maintain that work ethic. And now I'm annoyed at people in general. And now my purpose is to find a way to get back at these people. And then I found people of like minds who, one way or the other, they were attached to the idea of, let's get money from these people, that's how we can get back at them. All the underlying goal is we are getting back at people, right? That's our purpose now.
Yeah.
Those are our values just now formed for ourselves, that in this life, if you're working too hard on something like that, make sure you are getting back at people. Make sure you are getting something in return. It's true, make sure you're getting something in return. And she also believes an eye for an eye.
Yep.
She also believes,
Give and take.
give and take. Those are her values. And now she decides to rob those people of $60 million. I believe that was the price, right? She found her crew and everything, even if the crew still stand by the back and all that. That's a lesson that was purpose driven. He said it took her 2 years to make that plan. The people that bought money has, I think they've seen how.
As you know, I mean, that was the whole course, like a course on the road.
So they are purpose driven. The tweet we read earlier, those guys charging 50K for the person they finance. Well, their purpose is
They are purpose driven, my brother.
their purpose driven.
There is
So
purpose, there is.
is there a good and bad purpose, or should I say value to uphold? Because it's a value that very few God was, right? So is there a good or bad values of hope?
Oh, yes, definitely. I'll say there is, or there are. If using that example, you said she bent to that after seeing what you had done to her father initially. But you believe in me, or like you agree with me, that maybe growing up as a child, there are things that she was pursuing that were different from that. Her life was good and all. But she got to a point where she had seen what society was doing to her father, and that was where she decided to bend. That means I would like to say that she had other values that she probably was upholding or working towards until she saw what this had done to her father, and she now decided to tilt towards getting back, getting a revenge, getting her own piece of cake, like on society back because of what he had taken from her father and all. So on the long run, thing is, man has free will, yeah, but man has free will definitely, and you can act if you want to do this, you want to do this, that. But when it comes to the point where okay, your own survival, I know even the world seems as if it's survival of the fittest. I mean, like 1% of the world owns how many percent of the riches globally and all. It looks as if survival of the fittest, definitely, and all. But when it comes to the point where your own survival is based off on the based off on the downfall of another, then like if you go biblically, like love your neighbor. I think that's the greatest commandment. Jesus actually summarized it as this is the greatest. Like the 10 commandments boil down to this: love your Lord your God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. So I come to the point where definitely now they did that to her father, yeah, and then this is why of course love is the first and the greatest cover that every man must have. You see, because love gets other things like and yes, open up other things. So it was done to her father definitely, and then so she wanted to have her own revenge. She wanted to get her own piece of cake back, and she would do that to other people definitely, and then but she didn't like that it was done to her father, and that was what made her tilt towards doing this. So if you don't want something to be done to, why did it to another?
And now, when you said that, I'm thinking about it. In the process of robbing, you might have shot someone else's father.
So,
and then that person's child now wants to repay back.
So
everybody is just
cycle, endless cycle of wickedness.
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it starts with sorrow definitely. I mean, like, but and it keeps going, and that's how it keeps going. Like everybody, and then truth is that the system of the world we live in, right, everybody knows that okay, if you want to have a piece of cake, like if you want to do it properly, you will suffer or something. So every opportunity looks as if every opportunity you have now, just take advantage, like that kind of thing and all. But like if you look down, deep down, those are the core values of those people, the society that actually bended them, situation around, environment was the influence, and then for survival, like you said, those guys, the 50K was because they want to survive, like you just want to survive, that kind of thing. So survival would definitely make man go to the extreme of losing his core values and like upholding those which are not his original intent. So like I like to say that probably I said like good and bad to uphold. Yes, good is yes, you're fulfilling you're creating impact and all in the course, but when it starts to trample on the downfall of another for you to survive, then I suppose those are not the values you should be upholding. Like, I mean,
so you do not agree with the idea that this is a dog eat dog world?
That's an eye for an eye.
Yeah. You not agree with kill or be killed. You not agree with if you snooze you lose.
Yeah, I don't really agree with that. I believe that there is definitely a life that we could build, a good life we could build, like when we tolerate ourselves. I mean, like I saw a post of recent. It was Eric who posted it, and I think this somewhere. You see people go maintaining like they had what was it called a cake. Was it a cake banquet or a cake party? So everyone was to bring a cake, and then you just take a piece of cake. I need to see they did it in London and everyone was it was all calm, and they did it in Nigeria. You see people were like rushing for cakes, scattering cake, like everybody was
exactly like you know that's Nigeria, and I'm those down like let's take a piece, let's go
yes, like
you be mad at what you
go for wedding and you wonder, you see they go for weddings and you see all sorts of things, like you see fighting for food and all, like even here, like basically even here in, like at times in Cap, like and all, I'm not on the line and all, like severally there are times that I have been on queue in this school for over an hour in car, not because like I wasn't in front or no, or because someone just
under your hand.
And the thing is like in that kind of situation, basically like me, I just look at like I like chop, I no chop, I might still survive. Like I know I'll still get food, I still food finish, but I know I'll still get my food. So like I'll still get my children today, but you know, but like society has made us like everybody definitely wants to like get everybody when there's order, like when there's love, when there's like tolerance, when there's patience, I mean like life will definitely be better. I mean like
So this life doesn't have to be what do you say, dog eat
Dog eat dog.
an eye for an eye. I think those statements are coined by greedy people that want to make it by.
Can I even say even lazy people that don't have patience?
You want to make it by. Yeah, who can say that? What I'm doing is dog eat dog. Make it by all means. An eye for an eye. I mean, those are wrong things to put in your head.
It's the fact that they always need to
Those are wrong things to
when
put
you
in
be
your head.
like, oh, do you know what they did to our fathers, our great, our
this is
ancestors? Those excuses, you are robbing people.
You are
I
coming
mean, the
by
person
greed,
you are
right?
stealing from might just be a regular 9-to-5 worker, but in your head you are trying to justify your laziness. In fact, I don't even want to call it laziness because actually staying up at night.
It's hard work.
It's hard
It's
work,
not easy.
but it's a wrong idea.
It's always like
It's value.
It's like you said, there's a wrong one, wrong purpose, wrong values. It's not like having a purpose is bad, but it's how you do it. It's like love. He spoke about love. It's the greatest commandment. It's the greatest thing to have. Love is good, but how you handle that love. Even the Bible said the love for money is the root of all evil. It's how you handle that good trait.
Love itself is not bad, money itself is not bad, but the love for
The
money.
love of
The love for money.
I think that some of these like statements or some of these principles that like still on the world today were intentionally crafted to, should I say, enslave the majority, while the minority, while the least part of the majority keeps getting the benefit of everything. Now here's the thing: whenever there is war or whenever there is struggle, and the thing remains that definitely if there is war in countries, there's a person who is making a profit.
Yeah,
obviously.
Those who sell the weapon and they will definitely want the war to continue. So you see, the principles in which the war is run upon today, like which we operate today, are, if you go back in time and read maybe Greek philosophies, you see how some of these things were crafted, because even the society running today, like those principles that run the world were actually like based off on the philosophies of Greek. We read them, Aristotle and the rest, all the
Socrates and all that.
and definitely you see where they are saying, oh, okay, leaders are definitely like the color of your skin, you must be white before you can lead. You must have pointed nose. It was that bad, like down to physical. You must have forehead, like for women. You see women dragging their hair back and all. So
Now you bring that up. This I was always going to go to, as we draw this session to close. Now there are principles that are created for men in today's society. I'm going to call them, as I remember them. If you guys remember, you ask him. As we bring them up, you tell us, just briefly, 1 minute, what you think about this.
Okay.
Principle number 1. As a man, you shouldn't cry.
I think he addressed that earlier. Definitely, he addressed that earlier. Definitely. Why shouldn't I cry? Like, I mean, like, I have, even this past few months or days, there are points that have come to and I've been overwhelmed. I just want to relax, like, I sometimes you want to think about life and you sit down and you express yourself. I mean, like, crying is not a sin, or definitely, it's not bad.
Jesus the goat of all goats sweat. Wow, fine.
Definitely, I know. It is actually you just releasing yourself from tension, and also, like, as a man, definitely. I know that yes, so you're meant to be, like I said, the tough skin and all that's society, and that society puts it, of course. But that is not a sign of weakness for you to cry. It just shows, like you said, that you're human. And like, and you said earlier, doesn't mean there's no rest. There is night. There is time for you to actually refresh. Because I believe, like, I've not been close to the ends, but I think
It's therapeutic.
exactly, it's therapeutic. Like, you release tension, stress, and all of that, and
Alright.
refresh.
Yeah, you do.
Tell us about
Man,
No, I don't remember that. I think I've gotten used to that principle when you cry. I mean, over the years I've been watching things like, as a man you have to be strong, you show no emotion, no man And growing up with that, I'm like, oh, I want to be a man. So I forgot how to cry. Bro, like I totally forgot how to cry. Now they tell me you need to cry. I'll be like, bro, I'm sorry, I don't remember the last.
Shall I make you cry?
So it has, now people just see me as an emotionless kind of guy. Because I feel like things don't really hurt me that much. Because I feel like it's just part of life. As a man, I can't be focused on these things. And so many times I really wish to cry because so many things are, you know, I think it's now affecting me with my health and so on because sometimes I just feel like a tightness in my chest. There are a lot of things I need to let out. And because I'm angry, I just let it out in the midst of anger. Just transfer
That's another punching walls and another thing.
Watching was used to be my best friend. Now, I think it hurts me now. For years, that was how I used to do that emotion. You don't let anybody see you, just go be so aggressive. Bah, bah, bah.
our kitchen
Men,
There's a wall in my house right now. You see the dents there on my feet.
Are you hearing this? Men don't want yourself cry. Men do cry. It's not that you go out and you wail in front of everyone. But you know, that crying actually.
Now, what you just said is principle number 2. Men don't show care. Don't show too much care as a man.
Well, the thing is, definitely every man wants to be respected. And then the thing is, when you show too much care or something, there's still finish. I know, like it doesn't mean that you shouldn't show care, but then as a man, everything about your life, trust me, should be calculated based on your own principles and all. So if I'm in love, why not show care? Like I value this person and this is a loved one, this is my
Well, you know,
life.
this thoughts the ways put in our head that women don't like men that are always caring.
I think so much because I think the language is vulnerable.
Yeah, vulnerable too, but even the care, showing care, like if you're always you love your woman, right? And then let's say you're always there at the end of every day, you're giving her sweet words, encouraging words. Whenever you see her, maybe you see she's tired, you help her pick the bag and stuff like that. Don't show those kind of care as a man. How
What
can you do
is
that?
love without care? If you like a man that doesn't have care, it's okay. I'm doing.
But they're like, I think the thing is that there should be limits to it. Like, we only they put efforts. Like, let's be a
Don't be a simp.
Exactly, don't be a simp, don't be a man. But like, at least let's be so nice.
Don't she said this.
Yeah, but show care. Yeah, so I mean, nice guy.
Be careful for balance. That's what you say.
Yeah.
Careful for balance.
Okay. I think there's one more principle of men that just is supposed to be every. Let me see if I can remember. As a man, money over love.
That one is
Money
you will not go to the
over
bro code. That one is bro code. Money over love.
Money over love.
The thing is, first off, like money, of course, like is from the archaic principle that men are their purpose is to provide, of course, yeah. So now the thing is, as a man, if you have a purpose and maybe you're working towards something good, like something great and all, like your purpose driven, that at the end, like this thing you're working on, it cannot fail, definitely. There's nothing wrong if I'm building up myself and I choose love first so that I have a partner who is helping me build towards that life, But when I short my life out, the danger of that one is when you're fixed on just, I must make it or make the money first, like I must make the money first. That one is very dangerous, I believe, because on the long run, what happens is that, you actually shut out, the aspects for love, and you actually need love. You can't need the money, like, what do you need, what are you not spending the money on? But that's the money will bring love, but trust me, it's going to be fake love, like, on the long run. If anything happens, that money is gone, definitely you realize that you're just a lonely soul. So what I believe is that, what I'm going to say is that, there's definitely choosing money over love, like for me personally. But if I'm going to choose anything over love, I'm going to choose purpose over love. But then there is still room for love, because I know that in love I'm going to meet not just a partner, but I'm going to have relationships that are going to help me fulfill my purpose. So like definitely love is.
So you are strategizing your own love. Your own love is a strategy.
No, like, it is definitely open, but like I don't know who is going to contribute to my life. That's the thing. Love is open, but I don't know who is going to contribute to my life. So I am pursuing purpose, but definitely my arms are open and I create relationships. And if I see a relationship that definitely it's not about okay farming the person or what I can get, but like if this can add something, I can add to the person's life. Like why not? Like we can build something solid together. Like on the long run, why not? Like so
Now,
it is.
thank you for that input. This next one, I think it's going to be my last one because the time annoys me so very much. When I say it annoys the. I don't have devil in me, but it annoys the devil out. And it is this ideology. Many youths, young adults, young men, old men, people. Let's say when I say many, I'm not saying all, but many of them believe that men cheat. Men are allowed to cheat. Whenever I bring this up, I remember just that one case last year. One guy that was crashing in my room. This guy was defending the notion, that men are allowed to cheat. As a man, if you cheat, it is logical. As a woman, if you cheat, it is emotional. And I was like, oh,
You cheat is logical.
and it's that. I don't know where that mentality comes from, but it's the same mentality that birds. Fornicators. Men are allowed to have body counts, women are not allowed, and men are allowed to have hoes. And because the way you call women, they just reduce them to objects. I think it was Louis Farrakhan, or I don't know who said it. He said, do not call a woman a bitch. If you call a woman a bitch, then your mom is a bitch.
Sisters a bitch.
Exactly. So, it's that kind of mentality that breaks those thoughts. The way we look at our counterparts, our other halves, the way we look at them, breaks the mentality, men cheat. What do you have to say about that quickly?
For a man, if a man is cheating, definitely it is because, like you said, the society has framed it that way. And from everything about this, will always come down past the point of purpose. If you're in a commitment to, if you're fulfilling purpose, you're living towards like a particular life that you're building, and you have a partner or someone who is in your life who you guys are working towards this together. And this is why definitely marriage, which of course marriage should be the goal of every relationship. You shouldn't just get in because to the biggest relationship what you can get like just hit and run. Definitely hit and run. If it's hit and run, you definitely do hit and run in one or two places because there is definitely no clear goal of okay what we're doing here or what you find what we're doing here. So that's actually what leads to the emotion or like men cheat and they're allowed and all. But when it is purposeful, like when I get into a relationship because okay, this is the end goal, this is what I envision in the long run that I want to get married to this person, not just because I love this person, but I want to live a purposeful life with this person. When purpose is the bar, what happens is that irrespective of what happens in the relationship, because truth is that everybody has their flaws. As a man, I have my own shortcomings. The woman will have hers as well, But when we are in a fight, for example, now, at that point, the butterflies in your belly will not be there, right? That's why you can see couples have arguments. The wife will carry a pillow, I'm sleeping on the couch, I'm living and all because, like, in the midst of intense violence, at that point, the love, you're not seeing all this you've seen before. But what will keep that relationship stand the test of time is if it is built on purpose. Is knowing that okay, if this woman leaves, like this purpose I'm working on now, she's a great contributor to it. And I can do this. If she leaves here, part of me leaves, or should I say, I can't fulfill this. Okay, now there's definitely it's not just one person. That's why you can contribute this to anybody. But like when you're in something short with somebody or in marriage with somebody, when you're already in marriage with somebody, it's meant to be like you guys are working towards a particular purpose. And if she leaves or if she feels, you feel. If she feels, you as a man feel. If you as a man feel, she feels likewise. So it is that if this person leaves, as you're leaving, you're actually probably causing a man to feel. So even when there's fights, the reason why people will resolve it is not just because of the love, but it's because okay, we are bound to fulfill purpose together or destiny together. When that mentality is there, when you're into something, even into the relationship, because the end goal is marriage, and then in that marriage, you need to the fulfillment of purpose or destiny. You're going to remain committed and faithful to that person. Sometimes, I don't know, but one of my biggest red flags is when I hear, like, it's not a big deal, I don't have anything against women or feminists, but when I hear a woman saying, oh, we want to make more money so that no man You know, and it just, I don't have an issue with it, but it just, like, I keep my cool, I keep my distance. The reason is because already this one, like, I'm not still gonna make your money because I want everyone to make their money, everyone to be settled, and I'm definitely not going to maltreat anybody's daughter by God's grace. I'm definitely going to be alpha and omega, or you know, being an end of someone else's life. But the idea is that the reason I find issues with this is because for me it seems like you're already building a broken home already, because you have the perspective of, okay, if anything happens, like, because of course, like, mistakes will happen, like, you know, like I said, you can't always be butterflies or roses all the time. It means in this small issue now, you don't pack the thing, go your own house, because in the house for that
Because I'm going for something. Because they already built the future by themselves, for themselves.
And that's the thing now, because you see, you meet a woman today now, she don't get her own car, she gets her own house. Some already even get down there 2 children, so as the wondering as a man, like, what do you want to add? Definitely, but now the thing is, when it is built around purpose, it keeps you guys going in a lifetime. You know, like, it keeps you going in a lifetime. So for me, it is not about, oh, okay, whether she's rich or not, whether I'm rich or not, whether the butterfly, they do the way them shaman they don't do or that kind of thing. But it is based on what are my core values, what are hers, like, and then, like, what are the things you want to achieve and all. I believe that if this is the idea of everyone who goes into a relationship, then the idea that, okay, it is permissible to cheat or have one or two partners,
So
definitely would be.
from what you've said now, in one word, you have now said you are not a party to hookup culture.
To hook up. Yeah, like, yes, let's
That's what
not,
it is now.
yes, like,
So, yeah, but if you're not
let's just
in a
see
relationship
out
aiming
of-
towards marriage,
Yeah.
you're in a hookup culture.
Like, so it's for me, it is, let's say be purposeful, because, you know, if you just, let's talk and get out of this, definitely, like, I mean, there is always someone that is prettier, finer, there is someone who is more worthy, there is someone who is, so, like, definitely, but when you know that, okay, like, I mean, like, this is just beyond what the person might be, this is beyond what I can see, this is beyond just shawarma and pizza, this is and this is beyond just, okay, romance and all of that. It is that purpose. We are working towards a particular life, working towards achieving this particular destiny. I believe that definitely the idea of cheating on the person is definitely going to be.
Well, since we, lastly for today, since we delve into controversial topics, one more stereotype, and every one of us is going to talk about it, starting with Ezra. One more stereotypes about men is men are better suited for leadership roles than women. Maybe because of, they'll say, sometimes they'll give a backing that because they are more emotionally balanced, they are more, or they tend to be more emotionally intelligent. You know, there's different emotionally balanced and emotionally intelligent. Then they are, I don't know, but people say men are better suited for leadership roles in any organization, any gathering, any community. What do you have to say about that?
Okay.
What is this?
Okay. I think I learned this recently, and it is the idea that when, that's if I'm start being clear as well, you guys permit me. When they say women are helpers, it is not like it is a lesser level than what a man should be. I think
That's the whole term for what you're trying to say.
Like, so like, it is not as if women are so of course, like, yes, even in Bible study they mentioned the leader of the home should be the head of the home, and you know, but then it doesn't definitely mean that, oh, the woman is just meant, she's has lesser value than the man himself. And the truth is that we're living in a world, paradigms have shifted, and what we are living in now here is, if you permit me to say, a women's world. Now, I was in a camp last year, and one of the talks was actually based around, like, the way women are actually taking over, like, yeah. So now you see, the thing is, I think current president of Namibia is a woman. We've had a lot of, like, women leaders
Somewhere in the Caribbean, so I can't remember.
and they do well. But now the idea is that the world we are living in now, I think global, there is a migration of women into modern, like, cities, urban cities. I think the research was by 2030, like, a lot of the percentage of the people are going to be mostly women, and probably single women, like, in modern cities. They're going to have more of single mothers in positions, like, in places of leadership. So you can see the world actually migrating, like, it's becoming a women's world, because women are actually waking up now, and it's looking as if That's be sleeping. But it's like they are like, oh, I'm not saying they're sleeping, but like women are actually like, oh, we want to do this, we want to lead, we want to. I don't have an issue with it. The men that we problem with it definitely. But then, what this implies in the long run is that for me now it is that already society has the idea that society has given is that women, if you're not, because women are not there, that means they are less than men, and that is not true. So I like to say that is actually true. So the fact that a man is probably in head of an organization does not mean that he's of greater or superior value than a woman. A woman can be there. I think look at the current listing of First Bank. Is it First or Zenith Bank? Or is it this thing? I think that the chairman of First Zenith Bank actually like a woman, and she's doing really well, like doing really pretty well and all. But now here's the thing. The thing is that it is about purpose again. I was thinking about the purpose. It's about purpose in the long run. So as a woman, what actually do you want to achieve? As a man, what do you want to achieve? And like that's what brings down to you. And the argument of emotional, and yes, the truth is that men are actually like quite emotional, mature to some extent, but like women too likewise are intellectually sound. Like when you see a woman and a guy who have the same hair, it's more likely that a woman is going to actually like intellectually like than the man. Or so. But now, if a woman is in a position of leadership and she has a strong man behind her who is able to keep her standing in times where she should break down, so at that point, so imagine him as the president, the first gentleman. Now imagine what he'll be going through, after all she has taken, after all she has taken and all the struggles and all, right now breaking down emotionally, if she has a safe place to come back to and open up and all, and someone that can keep her standing, going strong, good and fine. Men have a problem submitting to a woman leader as long as there is a vision.
I personally, let me just start so flimsy, let me start so late. There's more aura to Madam President than Mr. President. Let me say that. But when Madam President has a juice to it, right? I remember I just asked him for this tweet I made once upon a time, and it went, expanding the reasoning is realizing that women endure physical pain better than men, and men endure the mental strains better. It doesn't negate the strength of the other, it's just an observed truth that paints a light to both parties' strengths. And then I have the opportunity to now explain that just in 1 or 2 minutes. In leadership, you have been a leader more times than you have been anything else. You can agree that there needs to be a balance of mental strength and physical strength.
Yeah.
Right? And for a party that's coming, and of course most of the work, let's not like this mental.
Yeah.
Because as a leader, it means you have people under you, you're delegating responsibility to.
Yeah.
So if you're coming in with more mental strength, you are at a higher advantage. That's where the men come in. That's why people like to prefer the man. If you're coming in with more of a physical strength, as I want to believe the women have, it does not mean you do not have mental strength at all. Right? It just means she's even going to work harder.
Work hard, yeah.
She's going to, they always have the knack to want to do more. Because, like I said, they have, quote me anywhere, if Ronda Rousey walks in here now and wants to pick a fight with me, 10 times out of 10 I'm losing the fight. That's a trained boxer. Not because I'm a man, I'll go hand to hand.
She's a trained boxer.
Flooring me. No, there's this ideology that the average man can beat any woman, and it doesn't make any sense.
I've heard about wives beating their husbands.
It happened.
Like,
It happened. If a woman wishes to, now do the whole wickedness and mental strength thing with men, you know go catch them. It will be a long time, right? And so, in this issue of leadership, I want to believe that, number one, it's only people with such myopic vision that would say, oh, only the men should take charge. I know it has been the issue for many years before this recent times. They always want to prefer the man, but I am the person to always think it's about capacity. If you are better suited for a role, get it. Get it. I do not wish to know who the man is around. If you are better suited, you deserve it. It has nothing to do with gender as far as me I am concerned.
Exactly.
If tomorrow now only your VP wants to go for a position, I will vote. If tomorrow now, Dami Law wants to go for a position, I will vote. Because I know that these people have capacity, they are able. It goes beyond physical strength. Leadership, you build yourself. You build yourself to at least sit in that position and do the right thing. So if she has built herself to a point that she's able to handle it, see, I feel bad for the people that are not living in our times because they got a lot of things wrong with them.
Yeah.
You can only imagine, you can only imagine a lot of women that were not allowed to do things then. If you've seen Peaky Blinders, I'm reminded of this, their aunts.
Aunts Polly.
Yeah, that was handling things in the background. That was handling things in the background. Yeah, Thomas Shelby was the face of the film. He's the man. He was respected. But
is it the mind?
She's the mind, exactly.
She's the mind.
When you talk about Shelby, right?
Shelby, yeah.
You do not respect Thomas without respecting Aunt. You get me? And like you said, also the strength of the men around her, it also speaks for her good. Like when you said I said something else out there, I remember writing a piece about her some years back. I didn't finish it. It speaks to this whole women and help meet thing. A coach, right, of a player, of an athlete, is not less important than the athlete. If anything, he makes him better.
Yeah.
Without him, you would just be average. With your coach, you're stronger. That woman is that coach. Because she's not always in front does not mean she has lesser, abilities. And so in leadership too, if a woman now decides to come forward, is she able? Yes. Vote if you wish to. If not, that's on you.
Reminds me of that tweet that said the man can be the head, the woman is the neck.
Bam.
Just the head.
Bam.
That controls the head.
If your neck is bend like this, head will bend like this.
I don't want to
point out.
I don't believe that leadership roles are gender-based. If you have the experience, if you have the ability, go for it. I mean, there's a lot of men that don't even ask mine. They have to go back. In fact, kings, now there are some kings that go back to their mother for advice. Mommy, what should I do? And then the woman will put, okay, this is what you should do. This is what you should do. So, like you said, men can be, they can be intellectually strong, women physically strong and all that. But when it comes to being in charge, you don't have to be a man, you don't have to be a woman. Like I said, man can be a noun or a verb. So if you are fit for that role, go for it. It means that you have attained a certain level of experience and you can do whatever it is that they throw at you. You can handle whatever it is they throw at you. So it's not gender based. So that notion of men being a better leader than women, I don't support it.
Is there anything you want to say before?
Yeah, I just was add or close to this. I think the point I was driving to is that the bone of contention in the long run is not actually to get men replaced by women or women replaced by men in the long run. It is that both have things to offer. So I'd like to just end by saying that if a woman is there, the place of a man in her life should not just be taken out also. Like I believe that definitely even if a woman to lead that there are still things that a man can, be of strength to the woman. And then if a man is there, there are still things that a woman can be of strength to the man. So both parties have things to offer. So the goal shouldn't be, we want a society where we want all the women to replace all the men just to prove a point, or the men should replace all the women just to prove a point. Likewise, it is that, okay, what are the things we actually have? What are the visions we have to achieve? Definitely. What role does this woman have to play? How can a man support? What role does a man have to play? How can a woman support? So in the long run, I believe the argument shouldn't be, okay, the women should replace the men or the men replace the women, but it is what does both parties have to offer and how can they support one another in achieving the very best.
So simply put, it's not a gender-based thing. It's not gender wars. We are not out here trying to fight who is better at this. Anybody can do it. It's all about capacity, like you said. It's not a gender thing. A female, I'm going to use sex now. A female can be a man, and a male can be a man. It's not just gender. A female can be a man. A male can be a man.
I mean, when scripture says man should be made, it's not just man.
It's not just male.
Not just
It's
male,
and
not just
female.
male man.
In for this leadership thing now. Personally, I've always felt like when it comes to financial performance, a woman is
better manager.
I feel like some people might have arguments for that, but I feel like that's why I always tell people that when I get married, my first accountant, my first financial advisor is my wife. Because I feel like women know how to manage money than men. Once money comes into our account, we are thinking of the next. I'm not saying that women don't do that things. Okay, they have bags, but they are more calculative with these things. So in the business now, when it comes to financial performance, I feel like a woman they do better than men. Sometimes.
PS5.
Sometimes they don't.
Wait.
She can buy for a man.
If a woman buys a car now, that car will serve her for years and she's not thinking about it. But the thing about us, we buy a car now, we are thinking about the next one, the better one. We buy a phone, we are thinking about the better one to get. So, right, it's not about capacity. Who is best fit for this job in this leadership role? I mean, in the Bible, Deborah, she was the judge. She's a woman. She led them to victory. I'm sure there were men before her, right? There were men before her that didn't do the job well.
One man, one guy that she went to meet, and the guy was not sure. Maybe she would follow her to battle, and then I think it's. Do you know the guy?
He said, he said he only go if she goes, and then bless God. What's his name?
I think they would not go alone. That she should
go. Yes, like he only go if she goes, and why not?
Deborah was one that led them to victory. I mean, we have women like that performed really good in the Bible. Esther, So it's not about capacity.
To be a man is to acknowledge the strength of the women as well. To be a man is to be purpose driven. To be a man is to realize that it's okay to feel, to engage. To be a man, yes, you are purpose driven, you're stoic, but with love. The love is the heart of a man.
Banging on this thing, hiding your weaknesses, it doesn't make you a man. Don't hide your weakness. You don't have to be aggressive all the time. Some guys, they will say to their friends, when they do this thing, okay, you say something, hiding your weakness, but changing it to anger. Yeah, so instead of that, you go watching, and your friends will be like, now man, you be, no, man, I'm fair with you. It's not man, you be, what do you mean by that?
I check up on you, my friend. You tell me I'm gay. Come off it.
It takes strength to ask for help.
Actually.
So, asking for help does not make you a man. Just leave the guy alone.
Well, that was an interesting one.
My man.
Yes, my man.
From today, we are changing this podcast with the men's room.
Love it.
That's fun. Yes, good. So, I really hope we enjoyed this one. We learned a lot and we have come to a new resolution. We have come to understand some things more. We have dropped old stereotypes. And we have reformed and restructured our mind as men.
Thank you for joining us in this dissection.
Always an honor.
Now we know this is like a cut to be the man. That was really fun. Alright guys, it's been a ride. Thank you for staying tuned. Remember to like, share, comment, do all those things that you're there to do. Be a man. When I tell you something, you do it. Be a good man.
Be a man and hit the subscribe.
Yeah, exactly.
I like, comment, share.
I remain the one you're feeling, Daniel.
I remain Favor. Yeah.
And I remain Emmanuel.
And I remain simply Ezra.
Mr. Nice Guy. Nice connection.
Nice connection.
And we sign out with this.